Hi August, and here we go with this month's tag roulette. So let's generate our numbers. We've got 25. Oh, 48. 48, we've not had that one. 48. 9. And, 24. 24. Whoops. Okie smoky. Let's have a look and see what they are. So number 9 will be in this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that was using something you were given. Something given or gifted. Right, 24. And this one, 48. Oh, sheaf stitch. Oh, nice. Oops, can't spell this morning. And number 24 will be in this one. 24. Oh, tatting. Woohoo! Right, as usual, we'll go and grab all my bits and pieces and I will be back in a second. Right, I'm all ready. So I've pulled out some different threads. I decided I'm going to zhuzh it up a little bit. It's got to look like flat coloured. So my tatting I'm going to use, this is a Sheath, I think it's a 2-ply. For my sheaf stitch I've got pearly, and then for something that I was given I've pulled out some little bits of lace, some sections of like a lace doily that somebody gave me, so I'm going to add those bits. So demonstrate each bit and then it's just a case of you just playing along and seeing what you want to do. So sheaf stitch, obviously for each one of these you can go back to that month for a more detailed video if you want to, but basically a sheaf stitch, it's very cute. So if I zoom in a little bit and down and out, there we go. So basically what you want to do are 3 straight stitches slightly apart from each other. 1, oops, there we go, 2, 3. Now what I'm then going to do is cough, obviously. I'm going to bring my needle back up in the middle. Bring that down a bit closer. On camera, here we go, there we go. So I've done my 3 stitches and I'm bringing my needle back up in the middle. Okay, but it's going to come to the outside, so I need to come outside that one. Okay, then what I'm going to do is go over and take my needle back down where that needle has come up, where that thread's come up, just in the middle there. So it's going back down. And what this does then, it provides, I suppose it's a little bit like a couching stitch, and it pulls all 3 together in the middle. It's a little bit like a bow. So I'll do that again. Oops. So you can do more than 3 stitches. I just tend to do 3 because otherwise it gets a bit big. So again, I'm going to do 1, move it a little bit long, 2, 3. So those have been my 3 stitches. Bring it back up in the middle. So I'm going back up in the middle. So you can see I've got my 3 stitches and I've come up in the middle. Take your needle underneath that thread to the outside, jump over all 3 and then go back down where that thread has come up. and then it pulls them together. So obviously you could play around with this with different weighted threads. One, two, three. Go up in the middle, take it to the outside of that thread, one side, over, jump over all three, underneath, and take it back down where the threads just come up. So that's your sheaf stitch. Quite a pretty one. There you go. So that's your sheaf stitch. Obviously the next one, that's going to be the easiest one to do, is just attaching something that you've been given. So I've got 3 little bits of lace, but it could be absolutely everything. I think on the tag that I did, I had a little bit of fabric that my friend Jane brought me back from the Holy Island. She found it on the porch from one of the boats. It was all rusty. Oops, there we go. Right, so I've got my 3 bits of lace, so I just need to decide where I want these to go. Make that a bit bigger again. Oh, there we go. And the goods. So I've got one down here. It's quite nice to start tucking things in or overlapping. So when you're adding something, this is a great thing to do if you've got an area that you don't particularly like. I don't tend to get rid of things when I've gone wrong, because I just think it's part of your learning journey and part of your stitching story. And I just think it's just as important as everything that goes right. And actually, who's to say you've gone wrong? The only person that says you've gone wrong is you. So you don't tell anybody, they don't know. So I'm just using a similar colour thread because I don't really want to have things stand out. But again, you could have some really bright bits and pieces. I don't want to tack these down too much because it sort of adds another texture to your piece. So this could be anything that you've been given. It might be something you found, something you collected. Quite nice to use little bits like this because they're like little treasures. I'll stitch this one on quickly and then we'll go on to the tatting. So I'm quite excited doing tatting this time because Lolly, one of the ladies that's been on my stitching hour, actually sent me some tatting needles. I've just used doll needles before, which are great, but the disadvantage of the doll needle is it has a sharp point, so it can get a little bit dangerous sport. Can tatting be? You can use shuttles. You don't have to use a tatting needle, just a longer, you do need a longer needle. So hopefully if you did the tags, you've possibly got a needle that you can use. Or if you can't do tatting but you can crochet, you could just crochet yourself some rings. Quite like the idea of that on a pocket as well. Try and do this without stitching my pocket shut. I haven't looked at this for a bit. You forget how nice it is just mixing everything together. Still not convinced about not working in a hoop, but I've gone with it. Oops. Can't believe we're in August, to be honest. Why is it when you start talking, your nose starts running? It's all very, very peculiar. To blow on my nose. I apologise for this. Summer colds, they're amazing. There we go. Finish that off inside the pocket. Oops. What's going on? I've got that passing around. The problem when you start adding more and more bits to your piece, it gets unruly. It needs to sit on a naughty step. Okay, right, so that's that one. So then we're going to go tatting. So, as I always do, I apologise for the fact that I'm left-handed. Apparently there are quite a lot of right-handed people now that can do tatting left-handed. I'm starting a revolution. Right, there we go. Oh, that's cute. Tag in there. Right then, let's have a look at some tatting. So, for tatting, you're going to need a long needle. Thread your needle and leave a tail. That is quite important. And then it's sort of like casting on stitches, but you cast on one way and then cast on another way. Excuse me. So, my pointy finger. So I'm going to go anti-clockwise around my pointy finger and up the front with my needle. Round the back clockwise and up the back of my finger. And that creates one stitch. So it's anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise up the front, clockwise up the back, anti-clockwise up the front, clockwise up the back. So you've got the two different versions that you can do. You can do it without picots and with picots. And obviously depending on how many stitches you do on here will depend on how big your ring is. So when I did this, I just did circles. No idea how many I've got. I'm going to do a slightly bigger one. It's one of these things that once you get into the routine of doing it, it's fairly straightforward. So it's just round the back and up the front, round the back and up the back, and that's one stitch. So I've got on there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16 stitches. So slide it down and you pop your little finger in the little loop there, okay? Because what we want to do is we're now going to pass all this onto our thread, and you're going to pull the little tail just through, and then the needle comes through the back of the loop on your finger. Once you've done that, you can take it off your finger, and then what you do is just gently pull on your tail, and it makes that loop smaller and it brings it round to the beginning. And then all you need to do is just tie a little knot. And there's your picot. And then you can just get thread and stitch them on. So I've gone for a brighter colour because I just thought, ooh, I felt like it was getting a little bit dreary. So I'm just using my neutral thread that I use just to stitch my bits of lace on. So all you need to do is a few little couching stitches, just going over 2 or 3 little places and couch it down. So you can make as many of these as you want. But like I say, if you go to video 24, there's quite a detailed demonstration So this one is the one without the picots. Just check that's not caught, and then I'll just do a demo of one with picots. There we go. So there's that one without, and it's up to you how long you keep your danglies. I'm sure we do danglies. Probably do them that one. I'll probably live to regret that, because they'll probably get fastened into everything. So the only difference between the two is that you put a gap between some of your stitches to create your picots. So again, make your tail, leave your tail on. There we go. Okay, so same thing again, anti-clockwise, up the front, clockwise, up the back. I think if you're right-handed you do it the other way around. I think you do the clockwise one first and then it's just like mirrored. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just pop your finger on your needle, because this is going to be your spacing for your picot. Oops. And then do them this one, just pull it as far as you want, so you're leaving a gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all you do to create a picot, put them together and you get your little picot loop. Then just do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And same thing again. Push it up. And you've got your other little picot. And you just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it up. Okay, we'll just go for 3. 3 little picots. Oops. Twisted. There we go. Right, so same thing again. Oops. Pop your little finger through the loop there. Slide this off and pull your threads through. Definitely say using a tatting needle it's a little bit easier, mainly because the eye of the needle is the same thickness as the needle. Get your needle, come back through there, and you can pull that off, and then just gently just pull your thread where's that? Oh, there we go. Pull your thread, and then just get your 2 ends, just tie them up. And there you've got your next one to add. So these are just really, really pretty, just to start interspersing in, because we're actually applying things to the surface. It's now, it just builds that texture, and I do think for knitting, obviously putting not in the end of your thread, it helps if you, what am I going to do, thread? I can't even remember what I was saying. Well, brain fog. Oh, that's it. Textiles. Yeah, it's tactile textiles. You want it to be super yummy and for people to want to go, ooh, and want to touch it. It's one of the things I think. I understand when you go to exhibitions why you're not allowed to touch stuff, because obviously the oil on people's hands can damage textiles. But a lot of the time, all you want to do is just touch things. Just touch the textiles, touch the fabric, touch the surface area. Especially if it makes you feel like, ooh, that's yummy. Okay, right, so there's our August one. I'll start thinking at some point as to what I'm going to do with it when it's finished. Quite glad I trimmed it down a little bit a while ago. So, there we have it. We have got our sheaf stitch, a little bit of tatting, and something that you've been given as a gift for August. So, happy stitching everybody, and I'll see you next month. Bye!